Yo, 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 what is good, my CF and quick crypto family? Welcome back once more to another crypto and Kaspa live stream. We have got some very interesting sources for today's stream. Of course, mainly revolving around Kaspa. We have got some clarity finally regarding Wallet 1. Still don't know who it is, but we know who it isn't now, which is great because a lot of the Caspians had come to the conclusion based on the transaction history that it must have been Gate.io, when actually it's not. We'll get to that in a moment alongside some other sources regarding a little bit of a recap on the DII Desert Energy and KII, which I made a video on earlier today. A much more deep dive on that. Definitely check that out if you haven't done so already. Some updates from Zebec and also the potential of the government shutdown ending extremely soon. Some are saying tomorrow, at least according to Trump. We'll have to wait and see how it pans out, but there'll be a verdict, a decision, a voting of such taking place tomorrow, which will be very, very big, and a lot more, a lot more. Honestly, it's going to be hopefully next week or end of this week going into next week will start being very, very good. I'm still not so sure yet if we're going to see the bullish breakout for crypto or Bitcoin. Again, for me, Bitcoin needs to pass 116K before we get that confirmation signal. Bitcoin is just trading in this lower end of 100K right now. Had a little bit of a rally to 106 over the past 2 days. Currently down 3% on the daily time frame. Now $102,000 inside this support band here. If it continues dumping, then we'll probably see it come back down and find support probably around 101,000 as it has done numerous times in the past. We'll have to wait and see. It's tough to say right now. The reason for Bitcoin's correction is not clear, besides the fact that you're seeing more institutions getting more involved, and of course they want to buy things at a discount, so the price is going down. You could be seeing this potential government reopening very soon being this kind of catalyst, the sort of buy the rumors, tell the news, the pricing in of what's going to come. We'll get to all of that with more clarity in a moment through the stream. So once more, family, welcome back. Hopefully having a great day and evening, depending on where you're based in the world. Welcome back once more, family. We got Wing Hong here, first, second, or third. Welcome back, bro. We moving yet? We haven't yet, but hopefully, and I say it time and time again, but hopefully we'll see that move soon. Welcome back, Dimitar, bro. Kaspa will melt faces, no doubt about it. Kryptoni, hurry up, Jay. I am here at past. I know I meant to be going live half an hour earlier typically, but I was busy because of the hectic schedule that I had last week in regards to also trying to renovate the room behind me, which I still got some furniture going to be coming later on this week, so I'm still trying to build it. Due to all of that and other, work and whatnot, I had to catch up on a lot of work. Hence why I published 2 videos today, one on Kaspa and one on Zebec. There'll probably be another Kaspa video tomorrow as well regarding some Polinsky and his Binance post, the legendary post himself. And I've got a lot of other stuff lined up that I'll be looking to make videos on, so stay tuned for that. Be more videos this week than usual, and I want to try and get to the stage where I can make a video a day ideally, if not more. Have to see how that pans out. Either way, I might be late, but I'm here, so thank you very much for being here. Kryptoni, welcome back, brother. You too, LB on the check-in as always, welcome back. Didn't we lose an Aquaman? Asked Wing Hong. I don't think so. When I look at the CAS-FI top addresses right now, we still only have one Aquaman being Wallet 1, which now is stacking another 3 million Kaspa, almost, now holding 1.165 billion Kaspa, $58.9 million worth of Kaspa this wallet is holding. Absolutely insane stuff. It does say we lost an Aquaman 7 days ago, but that'll therefore just mean MEXC here. MEXC, just people have been taking it off more and more from MEXC due to their recent activities. No one trusts them, understandably. So people have been withdrawing from MEXC recently, hence why they now drop below an Aquaman. But truth be told, MEXC's so big, they'll get above an Aquaman again, I'm very, very sure. People just don't take warnings properly. It's been a big warning about MEXC time and time again. It's going to be short-lived and people are going to go back to forgetting about it in the coming weeks. I promise you that. It just happens. People are very goldfish memories. Welcome back, yo, Wiley. Hope you're doing very, very well. And good evening to you too, Brett, as well, my man. Baby daddy, back once more. I'm not first. The world is going to end soon. Well, hopefully you're first tomorrow and then the world will be back on track, brother. Welcome back, my man. Falco as well. Yo to you too, brother. And Gosu here on radio mode in the night shift once more. Keep grinding, brother. Love to hear it. Welcome back, my man. I was busy. Okay, just gonna completely gloss over that comment. I almost read that. Jeez, man. Welcome back, Stack. Hope you're doing very, very well. What's good, brother? I'm doing good today. It's been a very busy day for myself, but I enjoy being busy right here working as opposed to what I was doing last week. Lost my mind, honestly. There are 2 Aquaman last week. Yes, that would have been Mexi's wallet. As you look at Mexi's transactions, you can click on their wallet history here. You can see it went from over 1 billion, just going below it right now. So Mexi is the one who lost that Aquaman status, but that's not a bad thing. People are taking it off the exchange, basically. It's not bad at all, if anything. Welcome back, Double D, bro. You're doing very, very well. Yes, you almost did get me, Kryptoni. Shame on you. Your wallet 12, apparently. Interesting. Wallet 12 being stacking 3.7 million Kaspa. Got 182 million Kaspa holdings. $9.1 million. Hey, do you want to spread the love a little bit, man? I could do some of that, honestly. But yes, welcome back, family. Hope you're doing very, very well. Now that we've got the pleasantries out of the way, let's get into the content for the stream. So we can see right now, Bitcoin down 3%, Ethereum down 3.73%, and we can look at Bitcoin dominance as well. Right now, it's still quite high in that 60, close to 60% range, literally just 0.02% off 60%, which I'm not surprised about. I do think we'll see Bitcoin dominance start to rally again. Meaning that altcoin cycle is going to be further delayed, which is not the worst thing in the world because I still believe we'll get an altcoin cycle, especially once the ETF finance come out and institutional adoption starts accelerating. You'll see altcoins inevitably rally, in my belief. Not financial advice, of course, but when that happens, you'll then start seeing dominance of Bitcoin fall off and alts go parabolic. We've still got quite some time to wait before that, though. We don't know an exact date as such, but with so much uncertainty still lingering about, nobody's really pulled that trigger yet to be like, yes, let's start aping into the market. We're starting to see the signs come through slowly but surely, though. I think the liquidation event in October was a big catalyst to just completely clean sweep the market in preparation for institutional adoption. And now we're seeing the markets, Bitcoin's still holding around 100K, which is good. Quite low for Bitcoin, but good. Ethereum's at 3.5K, equally good. It's just alts are bleeding. But with ETF finance for alts coming up very soon, these institutions are going to be able to buy at discount prices right now. Kaspa's currently valued at 5 cents, down 4.17% on the daily time frame. And we can see right here. And Zebec equally down 4.2%. It had a very, very good rally over the past couple of days. Rallying up about 25-26% before seeing correction right now, where it's only now up 18% over the past 2 days. This is because of a listing and rumors of a listing coming through soon. We'll talk about that later on, though. But either way, Kaspa again trading in the support band. Hopefully, it can hold this. But until we see that definitive move in Bitcoin, everything's going to be, lackluster. Really, look at the market right now. Virtuals down almost 10%, which is crazy if you know what's coming to AI. I think Virtuals is quite a good pick personally. Tau down 5.8%, Quant 1%, HBAR 7%, Algorand 6%. It just keeps going on and on. It feels like another day in the life right now. Gold's now surpassed 4K again, but it's at 4,128. So it looks like people are shifting more towards risk off again as opposed to risk on, hence why gold is rallying. Although in saying that, the stock market S&P 500 is actually returning back to all-time highs. So crypto's holding strong, stocks are rallying up. It just means that people right now, they're not full risk on just yet. And the money supply is at all-time highs as well. Another key indicator that we still have more to go, and liquidity should soon enough flood in once we get that indicator. Which for me, the indicator will come through in regards to some of the macro reports here. Welcome back, Milo. You're doing very, very well. Great to have you back again. Good point, Jay. Clean the market for institutional investors. Yeah, that's what I believe. I mean, again, it's speculation, but when you're seeing, when you look at the sources as well, in regard to the stuff I showcase on the stream, in particular, what I showcase to my VIPs, you'll see time and time again that they're actually getting more involved into crypto right now. But we know that smart money don't want to buy at a premium, want to buy at a discount. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are some behind the scenes moves to dump the market to then scoop up those discounts so they can then get into the game because they were late. They've been late. They've been late for a while. Only BlackRock got in early, and that's like 30K Bitcoin. It still wasn't that early. But that being said, so in regards to what I believe is going to happen soon, according to Ash Crypto here, the US House will vote on reopening the government tomorrow, Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is quite a big deal. Elena Terrett says here, though, that the government shutdown, or the government is expected to be open again next week. So there doesn't seem to be a concrete time just yet. Hopefully we'll find out that very, very soon. But it's going to be a vote on that at the House tomorrow. So hopefully it'll be passed. We did hear already the first bill veto pass, which was in a bipartisan matter, 60-40, which is good. So it's passed on to the next stage. A couple of stages left, I believe, and then the government should then reopen. We are in the longest government shutdown in history, which, you know, has its benefits and its negatives. The benefits in that regard is that it has forced the Fed to become more dovish because there's been a lack of data, but at the same time, due to a lack of data, everybody's become very, very uncertain. And that plays into this next part here as well. The Fed's balance sheet may soon expand again. The Treasury General Account, aka the TGA, has surpassed $900 billion for the first time since COVID, 2021 pandemic, or 2019 even. But the TGA is the United States government's main checking account at the Federal Reserve, used to hold and spend federal funds. It has now risen by 666, devil number there, billion since June. As the TGA rises, it makes short-term borrowing in the repo market before expenses, where banks and institutions lend and borrow overnight using treasuries as collateral. It goes on more here, but the premise being is the TGA is at an extremely high number right now, one of the highest we've seen in a very, very long time. But with the government shutdown ongoing, banks, institutions, they can't access the TGA. It's effectively locked up because of the government shutdown. The same thing with the RRP, the reverse repo, dwindling more and more, dwindling and dropping below 3 trillion in reserves. There's a lack of liquidity in the US economy, and the liquidity that is actually available can't come in and inject it into the US economy because of the government shutdown. So the ending of the government shutdown, reopening of it, would end up incentivizing liquidity to be pumped back in, while also meaning the Fed should then have access to the macroeconomic reports, which allows them to do their job. I say better. They haven't done a great job in grand scheme of things so far. They have been very, very late, but it allows them to have more clarity in regards to how to do their job right now. Are we going to see more rate cuts coming December? I think December 10th is the next FOMC meeting. Right now, according to the Fed, Jerome Powell, they said they don't think we'll have another rate cut. That could very well change, and I really hope it does change. Not that we need rate cuts, but just for community sentiment and investor sentiment, it would be good. We know QT is going to end on December 1st, which will be good, and we'll hopefully start seeing that transition into quantitative easing. And that'll be a way we see more liquidity come into the market and hopefully start to push up higher as well. And with the shutdown ending as well, more of these significant decisions are now being put forward, where apparently the US Senate is proposing to move crypto regulatory authority from the SEC to the CFTC. Now that would be big, simply put, because the CFTC, they're the ones who, the SEC, unfortunately, have kind of got a massive, warning flag above them now after Gary Gensler's tyranny. I think this new SEC under Paul Atkins has been a lot better. They haven't really been given a chance to act much, but they have been a lot more supportive of crypto. But the CFTC have not really had much leeway into the market, but they're the ones who handle commodities. SEC handles securities. So for me, if that was to be the case, that actually would be quite a big deal for Kaspa, because Kaspa is a fair enough proof of work, no pre-allocations like Bitcoin, therefore by law, by fundamental, by logic, it is a commodity. So the CFTC would inherently give them a lot more benefits just because of who it is. So that would be quite a big deal for Kaspa if this was to take place. You can see here, the Senate Committee, Agriculture Committee has released its long-awaited bipartisan crypto market structure discussion draft here, which is also very, very big. And we can look at a little bit more in regards to what that means here. Senate agriculture leaders push to put crypto spot trading under CFTC watch here. So in the short summary of it, the brief, Chairman John Boozman and Senator Cory Booker released the discussion draft that would grant the CFTC authority over crypto spot markets. The proposal would require exchanges, brokers, and dealers to register with the CFTC while protecting self-custody wallet rights. The CFTC is an agency, or is the right agency, to regulate spot digital commodity trading, and it calls the draft an important maker towards final legislation. Now, is this going to pass or not? We'll have to wait and see. Would I want it to pass? I would probably say yes, but I think there's also a role for both agencies. Despite the old SEC being tyrants, the new SEC hasn't been too bad, and I think there is a need to have a more rigid and restrictive and tough agency to make sure that we don't get these scam projects going through. They've been a part of many lawsuits. Some of them unjustified, some of them probably have been justified. So you have to see. I'm not saying there would be more lenient necessarily and just letting scams get through, but I mean, I think having both would be good. And I think, again, CFTC having more power would be great for Kaspa, being the fact that Kaspa, again, is a commodity by nature, which is really important stuff. And on another point, before we get to some Kaspa news right now, this month also is going to be quite big because the so-called mandatory deadline is quickly approaching. In 11 days, 91% of all financial institutions, including the SWIFT messaging system, all of them, they will be migrating to the ISO 20022 standard. It's not optional. Apparently, it is needed. It is, what's the word I'm looking for? It is not optional. It is, again, brain's gone, demanded. It's necessary. It is necessary. It's mandatory. That's the word. It's mandatory migration right now, where all of them will have to switch over. If you don't switch over, you're effectively shooting yourself in the foot and you will therefore lose out in this new digital age. Now that's big because we know that most of the crypto and blockchain projects that are kind of aligning themselves and making their business strategies, they're trying to align with the ISO standard. And with Kaspa, you've got the KII and their Warp Core have already tested on the Swift network that's meant to be ISO ready. So this will also be quite a big deal as well. We know Swift are trying to do this. So that's also going to be a big deadline coming through in the coming 10 days or so, or 11 days or so. In regard to what that means for price action, don't expect a God candle. I think people are still very much hooked on the idea that good news means price boom up. Not necessarily. You might see, if anything, you might see the price come down a little bit because you're now going to see all the institutions now being aligned with blockchain, knowing therefore they have the access to do that. So they're not going to want to buy at this premium. They might dump the markets and then, cause another mass liquidation, a lot of FUD, and then they send the markets going back up as well. Again, we just have to wait and see where it goes from here. It is a significant development though, no doubt, and would also be very beneficial for Kaspa. Now, in regards to some Kaspa news, before we get into some more questions, welcome back, G. Thanks, bro. You're doing very well, my man. We have this first post here, which does a little bit of a recap, a small one in regards to the video that I made earlier. The video earlier I made was regarding the KII. I made it on my channel here. Them leaking some absolutely huge news. I've showcased some clips on the last two streams that I've done, but I made a video covering the most important segments from Wolfie's Bar AMA, where Roy O'Neill dropped some bombshells, absolutely huge news, talking about they've already got it in my notes right here actually, they've already got a minted renewable energy ticket going on the Kaspa mainnet. They showcased to their industry clients on the 7th of November. So that's 4 days ago. That is huge. They spoke about how the energy market's worth trillions of dollars. Kaspa's going to tap into that. Equally very big. Talking about how, the likes of Binance and Coinbase, they are, for gamers' terms, inting, or they're shooting themselves in the foot by not launching Kaspa, because you've got some institutions that are huge that want Kaspa. As I mentioned in the post here, State Grid is one of them. If you go onto DII Desert Energy's website and you look at their partners, their mission partners, so their biggest partners, one of them is State Grid. You can look here at fortune.com, the global 500 ranking right now. State Grid is number 3 in the world. You can see right here, they've been number 3 for a long time. 2025, number 3 behind Amazon and Walmart. Same in 24, 23, it was Saudi Aramco as opposed to Amazon, but still top 3. Same in 22, 21, they were number 2, ahead of Amazon, just behind Walmart. 2020, again, number 3. And then 2019, the first time in 6 years, they dropped out number 3, and they were still a top 5 company. $548 billion, $414 million in revenue, 1.3 million employees. They are literally the leading Chinese institution. State Grid supplies a vast majority of the country's power, employs hundreds of thousands of people, and is among the very biggest firms in the world by revenue. In addition to China, State Grid is a partially owner of the grid in Australia, Portugal, and other countries around the world. The Chinese government created State Grid in 2002 with the broader goal of increasing the country's generation and transmission capabilities, or capacities even. While traditionally focused on nuclear and coal power, State Grid has also become a major player in renewables, hence why DRI Desert Energy are working closely with them. So they are a massive player that in the interview with Rory O'Neill on the KRI, he confirmed that these institutions like State Grid and the other big partners, they have been asking where to buy Kaspa. Which of course KRI are telling them just go to Kraken. It's good exchange. They listed for free. They've been along with Kaspa, they're great fine. Binance and Coinbase and OKX, these other major exchanges, they're missing out, truly missing out on billions, if not trillions of dollars of capital coming in, large transactions coming through because they want to be given super supply for Kaspa. They want to be given money to list it. You've got these major players wanting to literally buy it now, to use it, you know, and they also said something that I've been saying time and time again, that price just doesn't matter to them. I've showcased alpha documents in these streams and equally to my VIPs where you've got a research paper from Sigden Bank, a private document from Sigden Bank that literally states price volatility and regulatory implications are just surface distractions. It's the same thing right now. This price correction right now, I'm sure people are panicking. Crypto's over. I'm sure I'm going to be hearing that cry once again. Kaspa's going to go to zero. I'm sure I'm going to hear it. I just need to look at the information. Understand that what is being built is a lot more important. Look at documentation like this. The Real World Asset Practitioner's Guide from Zebec, where if you go down to page 55, it tells you exactly what you need to hear. The implication is clear. The winners of the tokenization wave will not be those who are merely issuing assets, the meme coins, whatever it may be. It's those who are building the rails that makes them usable. So the infrastructure is the key to unlocking growth. And the KRI recognize that. They're using Kaspa right now for minted renewable energy tickets. Amongst everything else, Warp Core, they have 3 or 4 projects that have been publicly announced out of 23 under NDAs. They've got so much planned for Kaspa right now. Kaspa is clear to have the infrastructure needed to, you know, make it usable. This documentation here is for me a clear indication that Kaspa is in the perfect spot and has continued to develop more and more and more with VProgs and DAG in the works. So I'm not worried about the price action. I have very rarely been worried about the price action, and we'll come back to more of that in a moment. But if you want to find out more information like these documents here, alongside trade alerts, we actually just published our weekly recap earlier today, which was another decent week for us. 1 loss there, a break even, and then 3 wins. If you want to find out more, we've got a new trader in there as well. We're waiting for him to put some trades in as well. Hopefully give us more opportunities. So you can check out all information regarding trading, alpha documentation. We also have looked into a new spot pick as well, another asset to be looking into. A lot more information again in the VIP down below in the description. You can see if you sign up right now, you can get a 7-day free trial. Equally, a 1-month free trial through BYDFI. No KYC, no VPN, a regulated exchange. You get a 1 month with that. All information provided on my free Discord server, and you can get access to all the stuff here and much more. So if you want to find out more, again, links down below in the description, and by all means, go and check it out. Now, before I get some more Kaspa content, let me make some more questions real quickly. It has been a little bit. So you can see here from Brett, potential 2K per person dividend. Trump's going to pay out all the US citizens, going to give a boost to crypto liquidity. I haven't heard about that. I must have just missed that piece of news. But in the case that does happen, then, you know, again, yes, if you're going to see a significant increase, you know, I'm not sure if that liquidity will all go into crypto, because, you know, you've got probably about, 7% of the population, US population, that actually knows and is in crypto right now. So it wouldn't give a significant boost necessarily, but it would probably inject more liquidity or some into the market alongside some FOMO as well. So that would be quite big. Welcome back, Geek, because you're doing very, very well. What's happening? Quite a lot right now. Government shutdown seems to be coming to an end very, very soon. We're seeing the market structure, budget structure bill starting to advance further as well, which is very, very good. Zebec was doing very, very well. Some big listings coming through. Kaspa, again, huge announcement from the KRI coming through, amongst some other developments going to get to in a very short moment as well. Been a very busy day, truth be told. Nothing in regard to price action, of course. Bitcoin and Ethereum are dumping, but hopefully see that change very soon. 40% of US adults report owning Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. Most others have no interest in buying and view crypto as highly risky. Men aged 18 to 49 are most receptive, with 25% owning it. I mean, yeah, it's still very, very low. Still very, very low, truth be told. I won't disagree with that. But it is increasing. It's increasing, and in fact, will I show another alpha document? I feel like I'm giving too much away and therefore losing the value of the VIP. I might show it tomorrow. But I have recently looked through some documentation from the likes of State Street, from Visa, other massive institutions that are talking about the significant increase we're going to be seeing. I mean, just to quote, as opposed to showing it, the one from Visa, they said that consumer adoption is being fueled by two major forces: the belief that crypto is the financial way of the future, 42% believe that, and the fear of missing out is growing more at 28%. It sounds quite low, but considering it was low before that, it's still increasing and getting faster. And that's with retail and institutional sentiment is growing quicker and quicker, which is proof that, this is just price swings, it's just noise, what we're seeing in the markets. The building's taking place right now, and these institutions don't want to miss out on it at all. Not at all. I have a family member who is a filmmaker. Who would he contact to make a Kaspa documentary? That's a great question. I couldn't tell you on the top of my head. If you were to reach out to anybody, I think Kaspador's not a bad shout. He is quite an integral part of Kaspa and is quite well integrated, so Kaspador's not a bad shout. Honestly, you could probably reach out to Wolfie from Wolfie's Bar. He might also have an inkling as well. Maybe... Who else could you reach out to? Maybe Wolfie, the so-called business head of listing. Those would be the three that I can pick off the top of my head. I'd say you'd go Kaspador first, and then either the Wolfies, take your pick. And if they aren't the right people, they'll at least direct you to the right people, and you can find out what to do, brother. They're trying to hire Kaspa. They scrubbed the internet of being the fastest asset to $1 billion from zero. Wonder why Grayscale took it off the list. I mean, yeah, we could always speculate why Grayscale took it off the list right now. But yeah, I mean, Kaspa has already made history in multiple ways. One of them being the first and the fastest asset to reach a $1 billion market cap, fastest ever done. So, of course, people are still going to call it dead, but for me, Kaspa looks far from dead. Welcome back, Buffalo Bro. Hope you're doing very, very well. Welcome back, Dodge as well. Hey man, love your streams. Hard to catch them live because of work, but I'm still watching. I appreciate you massively, brother. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, I know. I do try to, change up the time of my streams every now and then, because I know that some people can't attend them, but 8 has become the time that 8 BST, where I am at, seems to be the time that people tend to attend the most. I will actually make a poll, probably on Twitter and in my Discord server, to see what time people would prefer the stream to go live. And if I have to change it, I will, because I want to try and get as many people as possible to tune in and watch it. But I appreciate you for being here either way, Dots. Really, I really, really do. Stimulus will eventually make its way to smart contracts, whether it will be people buying Jordan and Nike having the money, or banks getting a lot of liquidity. I mean, yeah, there's no doubt that eventually the money will be cycling into crypto. It's just a matter of time, really. 90s hip American, I like your trip today. Thank you very much. I don't know why the chain is out actually, but yeah, I mean, I was just cold. It's winter, or going towards winter, and it's because this room's still quite barren. I'm still getting waiting for more furniture. I'm going to be having a sofa right there, amongst some other bits and bobs. I'll be hanging up probably like a painting of sorts and some lights like around here somewhere. I want to replace this shelving unit with something else in the future as well, like a more streamlined one, but point being is my room is very barren right now, hence why it's echoey, and hence also why I'm a little cold. But that's why I'm wearing the turtleneck. But yeah, I guess the joke works. Why so few people like / own crypto? Just not aware of it. Also, a lot of them, some of them are unaware of it. Some of them also just are so worried about it because people fundamentally don't like change. Think about how many people in the world actually invest. There's so many people that don't even know about investing stocks, and they don't invest in anything besides a 401k. And even some don't even do that. The idea of, having your money anywhere outside a bank is terrifying to people, which is a shame because actually it's probably the worst place to have it, in all honesty. But there's been a lot of further uncertainty around crypto. And I will actually showcase this, despite me saying I don't want to showcase too much documentation. I will showcase this one here. Another premium insight, which of the post was it earlier? Franklin Templeton right here. So as we can see in this post, this is a post from Franklin Templeton, the compelling case for crypto, 8 reasons the time has come for digital assets. I'm not going to show the whole document, but again, that's taking the value from the VIP. You can learn a lot more in the VIP. Again, links are down below in the description. 7-day free trials, 1-month free trials, get access and take advantage of the benefits being given to you. But one such post that I want to look into was not there. Here. Institutional adoption is fueling growth. Increasingly, institutional and government entities are investing in digital assets, and this is helping to drive the overall market cap of the asset class, which stood at 3.3 trillion as of December 31st, 2024. Investors who ignore digital assets are essentially making an active call to underway what is now a legitimate new asset class. Just wanted to highlight that last part most importantly there. Franklin Templeton, and they're not the only ones, many other massive institutions now recognize crypto as a new legitimate asset class. That is huge. That is very, very big, and proof again why I'm not bearish on price predictions, because I see what's happening going forward as well. So people don't own or like crypto. That's going to change in due time. This space has matured a lot, in all honesty. The FUD's been the main reason people not be getting involved, but it's going to change very, very quickly. Arthur Kruger about Kaspa documentary. He's a clown. He's a clown. There's a many. Again, I don't like being negative. I know I seem to do it more often than not recently, but I don't like doing it. But there are many, many people in the world, if you will, there are many people in the world, if you will, that have a good call. They do very, very well. They kind of make a follower base of it, and because it's what worked for them, they refuse to learn, innovate, change, if you will. They become rigid. Fred Kruger's one of them. He found Bitcoin early. He's a Bitcoin maximalist. He refuses to believe in anything else because it just hurts his branding, his belief. I don't understand very much. So if you do your research, like I've researched into other projects. I understand Kaspa's the best one in my belief, but I've looked at assets like Zebec, like Ondo, like AVAX. I see their use case, I see their utility, their adoption coming through, and I can see the value that can come with it. Do I think they've got great longevity? I'm not so sure, because they are centralized, and that's a worry to me. It's the same thing with the banks. But at the same time, I see their value, hence why I can also give a kind of general, unbiased opinion on them. I think research is very, very important. Having just an attitude of just everything no, because it's not what I believe in. It's just quite a defeatist one, but it can work out. I'm not saying it can't. Yeah, Fred Kruger is one such character. And in regards to your DM, Buffalo, appreciate you, brother. I did actually make a post about that, I think a couple of days back, yes, on the 9th of November. VProgs are not just the endgame for Kaspa, it's the endgame for all of crypto. Which I did actually also cover very briefly in the video I posted, but in short, it basically just talks about how VProgs are not just a technical upgrade, they are an architectural shift that will redefine Kaspa's position in the entire crypto landscape. Ethereum, and actually that was, we're going to talk about that a little bit in a second. That's also kind of referenced and spoke about in Ankit's recent interview podcast with Michael Sutton. So shout out once more, Ankit, doing God's work here. I've listened to it in like one sitting very quickly, taken some notes. I'm going to have to listen to it quite a few more times to understand it in more detail, but I've got some in here that could hopefully help bring some clarity into regards to what VProgs is about. We'll listen to the first 5 minutes of it in a moment. But again, VProgs are going to be absolutely huge for Kaspa, no doubt about it. Christian Ludwig, I mean, you can approach him. If you had asked me that maybe a month back, I would have said yes, but after when he deactivated from Twitter and he stopped managing the Kaspa account, I think he just tried to take a bit of a step back from being so heavily involved. So I would say probably not Ludwig. I mean, you probably can. He's probably got connections, so you could still go to a Ludwig, but I would probably choose him as the final point of contact out of the so-called inner circle. Don't ban Geek. What have I missed? I see Geek here asking what's happening. What have I missed? Fred Krueger made me buy more Kaspa. As he should. Offer's looking good. Thank you very much, Erica. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Still got a long way to go. Obviously, the repainting was in itself was nice. The repositioning as well was nice because the desk used to be on the wall back there, facing here, and now I switched it. I prefer it like this, most definitely. I just want to get it more filled up. It feels too empty right now. But I appreciate it very, very much. You rugging geek, lol. Have I missed something, or is there someone in the chat that I just can't see? I have no idea what's happening. Extended cycle, I've heard this all over YouTube. It's not happening. It's called exit liquidity. You say that Octo Plus, but is that the case or not? Is that the case or not? So you see, everyone's saying that now because they want to believe that. And again, maybe that is the case of exit liquidity. Again, it's still too early to properly call it. Everyone's calling that now. But you've been here for a while, brother. I know you've been here for a while. You've heard me call that since August. I've been calling that since August based on alpha documentation that I've showcased to you lot and ahead of time exclusively to my VIP community. You know? Like if I showcased the document in question was from Signum Bank, and I've showcased more since then from Bitwise and from SwiftX. Signum. If I type it in on my Discord community, I can see the post here. Look, I made it here. I published this on my Twitter on September 7th, but this document I published to my VIPs on August 10th. So I've been speaking about this for a very, very long time. You know, Signum Bank's monthly investment outlook from August 2025 states that as the crypto market has adhered to the consistent 4-year cycle so far during its short history, expectations are that we are pushing the end of the current bull cycle with bearish predictions for 2026. However, as global liquidity remains plentiful, look at the M2 money supply. It's at all-time highs and still rallying right now. Liquidity is still plentiful right now. That's one element of it. Institutional adoption progresses while demand for treasury companies remains strong. I've showcased the document already here from Franklin Templeton and many, many more. And there's more in my VIP community again that talks about the increasing adoption coming from institutions. Streamlined US regulations. We are now seeing the Clarity Act hopefully start to advance now the government shutdown is about to come to an end. And then also ETF filings, amongst other developments as well, are likely to act as catalysts for at least certain segments of the market. So therefore, Signum Bank believe, and not just them, other institutions, and this is not just what they're saying out in public, they're saying this to their enterprise clients. This is confidential documents that I'm showcasing you. We believe the current cycle has further to go. Retail right now is catching on. You know, catching on right now. If you've been here for a while, which I know you have been, you would have heard me talk about this since August. August, September, October, November. I'm saying this for 4 months now, that we're going to be seeing an extended cycle. Of course, I've always been highlighting as a possibility, nothing's guaranteed. And even then, it's still nothing guaranteed. But we're seeing increasing sources of documents saying that we're not in this 4-year cycle segment, it's in a macro liquidity cycle, and this cycle is extending. We'll have to wait and see how the market pans out. Again, Jerome Powell's threading that needle, if you will, between total collapse and recession and euphoric pumps. We'll have to wait and see where it goes from here. Anything's still possible, but I still think we've got more time ahead of us. ETF finance will be acting as a catalyst of sorts. And we'll see. I'm not necessarily saying we'll be going towards, you know, Q4 2026. I don't believe that much necessarily. It's not guaranteed, but I think we can go into 2026 at the very least. I think it's possible. Of course, then I've got my zones and my indicators I'm looking out for right now. I think above 116k Bitcoin, we can start seeing another push above higher. If we see Bitcoin lose probably 88, 85k, I'd probably start considering the end of the cycle. Or as Buffalo says, 79k, also possible as well. But I'm still under the impression that an extended cycle is entirely possible right now, because it's what I've been looking into and what my alpha information has been telling me for months now. So again, if you want to learn even more insights and understand exactly why Markovich is so strong, check out the VIP. You get access to documentation like this, talking about what the winners are going to be in regards to documentation like this, and much, much more. I posted like 4 or 5 today from Franklin Templeton, from KPMG again, from Standard Chartered Bank. So much more coming in regards to what's coming to this space. So you want to find out again, VIP, links down below in the description. And you can get access to all of that, weekly live streams, trade alerts, and much more, all down below in the description. My social media stream is 90% crypto. I understand how anyone can avoid it. It's because social media caters your algorithm to what you look at. Like if right now my algorithm right here on my social media, on my account here, is all regarding to Kaspa pretty much and crypto stuff. That's what it's all regarding to. But we know, for example, I don't get much in terms of NBA clips. I have another Twitter account, my personal one, that gets access to all the NBA clips because that's what I look at in my free time. I like looking at that sort of stuff, and football clips. I don't get any on this account because it's what it caters to. So we are in the bubble, if you will. That's how social media works. It's the same thing. If you were to talk about, I don't know, cat food for a week straight, you'll start getting ads on your phone in regards to cat food. That's just how it works. It's not easy to own crypto in all countries. Also very, very true. Some countries are very restrictive of crypto. I mean, in the UK, for example, 99% of exchanges are banned. There are only a select few that are accessible. Binance is banned in the UK. So there are some exchanges that, I have an account for because I made it before the ban came through. But if you're trying to make a Binance account right now in the UK, it's not physically possible without a VPN. They don't want you to have access to it. They say for your protection. Originally, I imagine it probably was for your protection, but now I think it's just more so for preventing you from being able to get into the space that they want to get into themselves. You see Bank of England trying to make digital assets. They want to get into crypto. So the fact that they're still blocking us says a lot. Cryptony. No, Cryptony is not Tony on the Discord server. He is Cryptony. Tony is the one who's a part of the CF executive, so he's the one that actually sees the alpha documentation. Cryptony is the mod on the YouTube because he's a legend, but no, they're 2 different people. Tony changed his name because people got confused with him with Cryptony. No, Tony's not Mr. Miles. Tony's not Mr. Miles. Officially a cash shark now, raw. I'm not sure what noise the shark makes, but that's a massive shout out to you, Rizzy. Love to hear it, brother. Keep stacking that bag, my man. DM, yeah, thank you very much for the showcase a little bit of that VProgs thing. I'll talk about VProgs in a short moment as well. Should people in New York buy crypto or New York City real estate? I mean, it's completely up to you. I'm not a financial advisor. Crypto is growing more in adoption. I think it's going to continue growing, and eventually real estate will become tokenized. But real estate is the so-called safer investment, as long as you know what you're doing. It's completely up to you. Mr. Mars does have a lot of alter egos. He's a troll in that regard. I love him for it and hate him for it. But no, the Mr. Mars Mr. Mars has another account that's on YouTube that watches sometimes to troll, but I think he's only got one actual Discord account, which is the one that he's a mod on as Sir Miles. Tony is someone else entirely. He's his own entity. I can validate that. Bitcoin Maxis are the ones who convinced me to buy more Kaspa. Good to hear. Good to hear indeed. What is going on? I'm just seeing Cryptony talking with G Thangs and Geek. And yes, thank you very much for your funding once more. Yeah, I appreciate you. If you want to check out all the socials, BYDFI, no KYC, no VPN, a regulated exchange. Get access to many benefits and perks like 17% discount on all trading fees, and again a 30-day, 1-month free trial to the CF executives. There's somebody already on trial on that right now. And so far, I believe he's pleased with the service we provided in there. You want to find out more, again, all down below in the description. Check it all out in the free Discord server. Again, CF executives and much more. Check out all the socials are all linked down below in the description. It will be an extended cycle. The Fed delayed everything. Yes, but no. The Fed had delayed everything, but at the same time, if they have not done their job properly, the delay will become a break. Like, imagine right now, and frankly, we're probably already too late, but the entire financial global economy is on a tightrope. And right now, the tightroper, the gymnast, he's injured, or she's injured, they're injured. So, and Jerome Powell's one right now, basically trying to advise them how to walk across this when they've got one leg. We're in a crisis right now, no doubt about it. So, depending on what he does, if they pump money in too quickly, that'll collapse the economy. Inflation will spike up astronomically. If they wait too long, the economy stagnates, collapse the economy. You've got to try and find the balance right now. And inflation has been steadily rising for the most part. If I load up Trueflation and see what it looks like right now, Trueflation is apparently currently at 2.52%. Of course, the Fed only really take into account is it not CPI? It's the inflation metric. I forgot what the other one's called. It's been a long day. PCE, I think it is. I'll double check that off stream though. But yeah, the inflation reports is currently at 2.5, 2.6, which is higher than the Fed's target of 2%. And that's what Trueflation says here. But the CPI, and right now, I think all reports right now are completely out of whack to the government shutdown. So it's hard to really determine what is right and what isn't right. But yeah, it's crazy right now. It's honestly crazy right now. If the Fed can't find the balance, the economy will collapse. If they can find the balance, then we'll be okay. But we have the end of QT, which is already reassuring, and QE would be big as well. Very possible, yes. If Bitcoin hit below 79k, that'd be a sign of a bear market. Yeah, very, very possible. Very possible. Although we can't take, I'm not gonna sow this seed of doubt by any means, but remember in the last cycle we had a 55% correction before then seeing the recovery in a second and a higher high. So it's really, really tough to determine what's going to happen right now. There's no guarantee we see a repeat of, I'm not even showing the market, 55% correction in the last cycle. There's no guarantee we see a repeat of this. But right now, what you see quite commonly in crypto during corrective periods is a 30% correction and then a rally up. You saw it here during the 6-7 month correction phase in 2024. You saw it here, December, January peak, followed by tariffs, 30% correction. And right now we're looking at something similar right now. We've seen a 20% correction. So for me, if you see crypto come down further, 30% is where I'm looking at. 87, 85%, 87, 85k Bitcoin would be like what I'm looking at. 79k would be probably my lower end. And then after that, I'm like, yeah, bear cycle is probably possible. But despite how bad Bitcoin has been behaving recently, and therefore crypto, altcoins are bleeding, Bitcoin is still actually okay. And I still think we're seeing a lot of catalysts suggest we can still see go further from here as well. Landscape and timeline are changing. I think that much as well, truly. Is it still possible for Binance to list Kaspa? Yes. When? Who knows? They're being very stubborn about it. They still want money for it, but yes, they can still list Kaspa. But yeah, they can honestly, they'll do whatever. They'll do whatever whenever they want to, You probably need to start using digital assets to the crypto. Yeah. I mean, that's the term that's being utilized a lot more now. You'll very rarely see the financial institutions say crypto anymore. They'll say blockchain and digital assets. Crypto is got such a negative tinge behind it and history that it's transitioned down to digital assets. But we understand what it means either way. The cycle was Bitcoin institutional money. Real doesn't have money, high inflation, high rents, mortgages. The good news is you all will be able to get one more Kaspa within a year. Yes, except the way that I perceive the crypto markets, and you know what, actually, I'll also showcase this other one as well, because this one I've showcased it on stream, so I don't feel like it's too bad. But I'll showcase the one from SwiftX here. This is another document, alpha document from SwiftX, where they told their clients, oh, they've deleted it now. Or they've deleted the page. Oh gosh. Okay, interesting. Well, luckily I have already taken screenshots of it, interestingly enough. That's crazy. But I can showcase it here then, I guess. That is very crazy. But yeah, it basically talks about here the traditional 4-year crypto cycle is breaking down with institutional demand and macro factors playing a large role in market movements. So basically talk about how the 4-year cycle effectively ended in 2022. And it's actually being guided by macroeconomic policies rather than crypto native patterns. Crypto has followed this 4-year cycle for a long, long time because that's just how it's been, and that's how the macro cycle's been, 4 years. But we're seeing that evolve and change more and more now, to where the macroeconomic cycle seems more plausible. I wonder why they deleted that. Interesting. I have to look into that a little more now. Very interesting indeed. They must have deleted that very, very recently because I looked at that, I think, last week and it was still there. So I don't know when they deleted that. But yes, I mean, that document again has a lot more insight in it. You can at least see the screenshots in it. If you're a part of the VIP, you can at least see the screenshots that was in there in regards to what they're talking about. So there's still proof of it. But yeah, I mean, you had one from Bitwise as well, which I'll show that one as well. I don't think that one is deleted. I will check it out quickly. There you go. Is that one deleted? No, of course not. So Bitwise here also made a document here talking about the crypto cycle and kind of how they perceive what's happening right now. Bitcoin long-term capital market assumption. And they say right here, we believe that Bitcoin's historic 4-year cycle is no longer relevant, although we caution that Bitcoin is still subject to significant drawdowns. So again, Bitcoin can still come down. It is coming down right now, but the 4-year cycle has come to an end, and they go into more, information in regards to why in this document. And in regards to, the reference regarding retail have no money, you're right. But this is an institutional cycle. Retail have no money, so you're right in that regard, but retail don't run this market no more. We haven't run this market for the last year. It's been institutions who are running the market. It's our job now to follow the institutions. That's how it's been. We'll all get there hopefully soon enough, Buffalo. Hopefully soon enough. Just looking at more of the questions right now. I'm not talking politics. I would much rather ride my bag through the bear for a couple of years than sell now. I'm potentially missing a real off season. So do I. Same here, Rizzy, honestly. Same here. But anyways, with that being said, let's get into some more of the sources real quickly. I'm going to quickly get into some Zebec updates and then come back to the big Kaspa post. So to keep it short and sweet, I made a video just posted it before I went live here, but Zebec basically are now trading open on Europe's BYDFI, which is the largest exchange in Europe. They are also big compliance, so it's quite a big deal. I believe they have 10 billion monthly trading volume and 2 million weekly, 2 million daily visits, and 10 billion monthly trading volume. So quite a big exchange. There's also rumors about them getting a Coinbase listing very, very soon, which I think has played into their price action as of late. And they also recently joined Circle's ARX testnet, the institutional grade network being explored by firms like Visa, State Street, Invesco, MasterCard, as well as BlackRock and BNY Mellon, Goldman Sachs, and many, many more huge institutions. So Zebec is, from my belief, therefore in another very, very strong spot with this. And they have a lot more coming out as well, which I am optimistic about. I'm going to quickly refresh my page to see if there's anything that's caused a significant pullback, but I don't think there has been anything of note to cause a pullback in Bitcoin and crypto right now. But that just quickly concluded the backup at the very least. Now we can get into the other updates. Yeah, I don't see anything really talking in regards to why markets are correcting right now. Yeah, no surprise there. Absolutely no surprise there. But yes, we can now look at the Kaspa content. So one of the big posts we've been seeing recently, which for me is actually the title of this stream, taking me a while to address this now, but Kaspa Wallet 1 has now got some more clarity. Not confirmation on who it is, but clarity nonetheless. Gate, highlighted here, in response to a query that we'd like to clarify that Wallet 1 is not owned or managed by Gate. Any transactions from this wallet are independent and not affiliated with the platform. So when you see this wallet here, which gets constant influx and accumulation from Gate, we now know it is not Gate themselves the ones who are doing it. It's just someone buying over the counter from Gate, which is something that I had said time and time and time again. That is not a Gate wallet. People are saying it time and time again that it's Gate. It's Gate. And I'm like, why do you think it's Gate? Look at all the transactions. Look at how much they have in their reserves. They had 960 million Kaspa in reserves. This wallet's got 1.1 billion. The math isn't mathing. It hasn't for a long, long time. And now we've got confirmation here that it's not Gate. It's not Gate at all. The accumulation patterns as well have become far more aggressive lately. If you look at the wallet here, you saw 2.7 mil accumulated earlier today, 2.9 the day before, 3.3 the day before. Then you saw a 1 day break before another 3.3 mil Kaspa, and then equally 6.2 mil. So you're seeing basically every single day this week, this wallet's been scooping up more and more Kaspa. The accumulation's got so aggressive recently. Normally, if the sign of something to come, we'll have to wait and see if that amounts to anything, of course. But it's quite big to hear that it's not Gate. So my speculation is it could be Binance, despite they want to ask for more cash, but it could still be Binance just playing some form of chess game while we're playing checkers, or it could more than likely be a market maker like the Wintermute or something like that, who are accumulating to eventually give to an exchange for a listing or sorts. But that is good to see we have some clarity, and it's good to know that it's not Gate, which is what people were saying, and that does alleviate that possibility, meaning that, again, it's a more bullish announcement in my belief as well. And then I wanted to get into this next post here, as this post actually, and then into the final penultimate post regarding VProgs from a little bit from the interview from Ankit. So ZSwap have released a new update. They're now live. Major UI and UX upgrades, fast performance, and deep optimization across every part of the platform, which is really, really good. So Zebec again still seem to be accelerating their development, which is great to see. Zebec seem to be quite comfortably the strongest DEX right now on the Kaspa ecosystem, by volume at least, and TVL. So that is great to see. Zebec hopefully keep up the good work. And then we can see this is a very, very long interview, which I had to look through the whole thing myself again. So I will be linking this in my community already. But exclusive 90-minute interview, deep dive. Ankit sits down with Michael Sutton, co-author of the VProgs, for the most comprehensive explanation of VProgs to date. We're going to listen to the first 5 minutes. Then I'm going to give a little bit of a summary and what I have understood from the interview so far, and then we will talk about what this means. So basically, before I do that, listen very, very closely to this interview. Let me quickly just make sure the mic is on properly. Okay.
If you read Jonathan already, he has a blog post from 2020 about the Ethereum supernova and the fragmentation problem within Ethereum, and how he was thinking that it might be unsolvable. And he was convinced it's possible. I was exhausted. We kind of had this whole year, I'll take you back 6 months ago or 5 months ago.
Supported by Kaspa Finance, the first V3 DeFi protocol on Kaspa. Igra Labs, atomic programmability on a Kaspa blog tag.
Great to see you again, Ankit. How are you?
Good. Thanks. Yourself? I'm sure it's been busy times for you. But Michael, for today, our topic is VProgs ins and outs. And my aim for today is to simplify VProgs so that each and every person, within the Kaspa community and perhaps the wider crypto community, understand what VProgs are and how VProgs are an improvement over traditional smart contracts. Just a side note, we're not going to discuss Bagnite, and we are not going to discuss zero knowledge circuit part today for this session. So let me start by asking, how do you simply define VProgs to someone who's brand new to it?
I'd say VProgs are an attempt to use zero knowledge technology to create a one-dimensional flat space of programs, which can synchronously compose with each other. I mean, they can create a single transaction touching multiple state accounts from multiple programs, while still remaining separate entities with some sovereign properties. they're kind of independent in the way they waste or use resources, and in terms of the state, they need to know about each other all the time. So it's trying to balance a line between sovereignty of programs, having them as independent units, and still being able to speak to each other. And the main factor enabling this sync composability is the fact that they all share a single sequencer, which is the Kaspa L1.
Right. All right. Lots of complicated stuff for someone who's brand new to it. So can I try to simplify it? So basically, smart contracts using zero knowledge proof, but designed specifically for Kaspa.
Yeah. So I'd say every discussion about VProgs should start from understanding what a base rollup is, probably.
Right.
Perhaps. So we can say a few words on that if you think that's necessary.
They are tiny base rollups, right? If that's the right way to put it.
Tiny base rollups with where L1, where a significant effort is being made and will be developed to add L1 components, which are the minimum required to allow these programs to still somehow magically compose with each other, even though they're standalone ZK units.
Yeah.
No, again, I'm not going to play the whole entire interview because that would be a disservice to Ankit, who's put in the work to get Muggerson to do this interview, and there'll be more in the future. I hope to, of course, follow in his first step at some point. But yes, it's quite insightful. I've listened to it once. Quick run through. I need to listen to it a few more times to get a better understanding. But the notes that I've taken down in regards to trying to simplify and answer how VProgs are to be perceived is, I'll use an analogy. I used one about an island before in the past. I used one about a Formula One racetrack, I guess, this time round, where you have to understand that every, basically Kaspa is the racetrack, streamlined, super organized, and it makes sure that every race car kind of lines up in the correct order, if you will. The VProgs are basically the teams, the Red Bull, the McLaren, the Ferrari, that all are the ones who are on the track, who are basically independent teams that all follow the same set of rules, and they can talk to each other, they can interact with each other, but they're independent from each other at the same time, if that makes sense. So VProgs are effectively a massive improvement in regard to how traditional smart contracts used to function, in particular on the Ethereum blockchain. Because on Ethereum, all of these apps, these decentralized applications, these race teams would all mix together. You'd end up getting people from Red Bull working for Ferrari just because it's just how it works. It gets very, very busy on the racetrack. Nobody knows what's going on, and it just slows it all down. With VProgs, because you are completely independent and truly self-sovereign, you can actually have full control whilst you're interacting with the other teams, but it wouldn't get super busy. Or if you, being the Red Bull team, had a crash, Max Verstappen decided to do something stupid again and crashes on the racetrack, and therefore you're very, very busy trying to sort that stuff out, it won't affect anybody else on the racetrack at all. They're still going to go around as usual. So that is effectively my understanding of VProgs in a very, very, very simplistic surface element of it. They're still themselves trying to research more into it, so I'm sure we'll hear more as time goes on. But the ultimate element is just this synchronous composability. It's the element of being able to interact with other platforms, dApps, chains, ledgers, interact with each other without negatively affecting each other at the same time. And it all happens on the track on Kaspa, which is going to inherently bring more, because with Ethereum, when you have your arbitriums, your bases, they whether intentionally or unintentionally, they steal the liquidity of the Ethereum mainnet, of the Ethereum racetrack. With VProgs, it would inevitably result in all of it still staying on Kaspa layer 1, which therefore means there is increased demand to actually have Kaspa, increasing its utility, its use case, demand, and that would inherently affect its price going forward. Of course, we've still got to find out more about it. I will hopefully give a bit of a better rundown once I've listened to the interview a little bit more so. But it's a lot to get through. It's a lot more to get through. It's still extremely early. But it's interesting stuff, and by all means is, in my belief, the end game to Kaspa, or to crypto, as a matter of fact. It's going to be absolutely huge. Again, doesn't mean you're going to see a FOMO god candle off the back of VProgs coming out. It's just not how it works. I wish it was. Nothing's as black and white as that, but you would see maybe a little bit of FOMO candle. You saw it from 10 BPS right here. This was 10 BPS. So you might see a bit of a pump off the back of VProgs just from the belief that Kaspa's made history and that's never been perceived possible. But until he gets adoption, the price won't necessarily rally and take significant shape. But again, time may change, and I hope that does change in the future. Kaspa will explode one day because of its tech. It's vastly superior to anything else. I'm just saying it's going to take time. Patience will be rewarded. I agree with that much, Octoplus. I do agree with that much, that it will take time. But all good things take time. And those who think it's going to die off, some concerns are valid, but most concerns I think are just factually lacking information or understanding what is being built. That's just my personal belief, though. Zebec to Coinbase soon. I have heard rumors, but I have had no confirmation. I made a video on my channel about 10 minutes before I went live here, which basically spoke about it. It's purely confirmation. There's no purely speculation. There's no confirmation yet, but you can find out all the information in this video on my channel right here as well. I don't understand a single technical thing about Kaspa. I have not seen a single line of code of Kaspa. I'm all relying on what everyone else is saying. It's a very risky game, Wing Hong. You should always do your own research. I'd like to believe that everyone in the space, or at least in this community in particular, are helpful and look out for each other. So you might be in good hands here, but you should still always try and validate stuff for yourself. Even just use AI. Listen to an interview or something like that, or find a post like, what could I use as an example? What post could I use as an example? I mean, this post here, or even, what other post could I use? What other post could I use that might be perceived quite technical? And you can just put it into an AI and gives you some form of clarity. A lot of people do that. You could do that as well. I mean, how I do it sometimes. There's only so much knowledge that I actually can attain. So sometimes I ask AI to help simplify it for me. But you should always try and validate stuff for yourself just to be sure. But your belief in Kaspa is very, very solid. So I give you that much, brother. Man, they speak Chinese to me. Yeah, I know. It does feel like that. It does feel like that at times. The way, and it's different language, Like it's not just English, Chinese, American, French. The language of developers is fundamentally very, very different, because they Ankit asked Michael with respect, and Michael, of course, explained it to me in a very simple way. That was not simple. That was very technical by all means. That was the one benefit I loved of Shy, because Shy knew how to convert the technical and speak to the degen. Love or hate Shy, that's not the point. Point being is Shy had the ability to do that, and that's one thing I do miss and appreciate Shy for. I don't see that happening ever again, although I'd love to be proven wrong. But either way, yeah, they do speak. Definitely goes over my head sometimes, but hopefully more clarity will come through as time goes on. There's going to be many more masterclasses coming up, I think, regarding VProgs. I think it's another one in a few days' time with Michael Sutton again. So hopefully we find out more information coming forward, and hopefully see it on Kaspa soon enough as well. VProgs make ETH and Solana obsolete, pretty much. I mean, VProgs kind of make every crypto obsolete. The ability to have a truly self-sovereign layer one, something that's never been done before, decentralized, it's a truly end game feature. Dag Knight would just level that up as well. Yeah, that's also occasionally what I would do. If I can't understand something, I might just ask them to explain to me like I'm really, really young. I've been buying from a penny every week since a penny. I'll continue to buy every week. I know what it is, but the end game, it is the end game, but be patient and don't sell. In 10 years, you'll all retire. Wise words at Octo, indeed. Everything, including Bitcoin, eventually going to go to zero next to Kaspa. I mean, it seems that way right now. If you listen to the interview with on Wolfie's Bar AMA, the video that I made here, which showcased some clips from the Wolfie Bar AMA, which did I repost that? I must have reposted that. Yeah, I did here. It's AMA space. There was a clip. In fact, I will load it right now. At 39 minutes, 40 seconds. Let's load it right now as a final part before we send off for today. Wolfie, Rory O'Neill stated him and his industry clients believe that Kaspa, nothing's going to come close to it in 50 years. So listen very closely.
Just once, we talk about Kaspa as a brand new form of utility, a 21st century utility, and we don't see anything vaguely like it coming along for the next 50 years.
I mean, that's insane, right? And those are institutional leaders, State Grid, PwC, Shell, DHL, Hyundai, Bosch, Eons Energy, Siemens, absolutely massive institutions who all have come to the agreement like KRI and that Kaspa is unique generational utility and nothing will compete with it in the next 50 years. Again, that's speculative because no one knows for sure. But you've seen many try to compete with Kaspa so far. Alpium. Did it really try to compete? I don't think it tried to compete actually. You had some that tried to compete though. Was it Pyron? Am I mistaken in believing that? I think this one was one that tried to compete and completely fallen off the face of the earth now. They're not the only one, they won't be the last one that we're going to try to compete, but Kaspa has that technical advantage, that experience, that knowledge. It's insane. Johnny, thank you very much for the $9.99 donation. Don't lose faith, Kaspa family. I appreciate you very much for the dono. Oh, you can even see it. It actually has showed up. Wow. Yep, there you go. It looks like the Streamlabs actually is showcasing some stuff there as well. Thank you very much, brother, for the donation. And yes, 100% you're right. Don't lose faith. All in good time. We will see Kaspa take off and surprise a lot of people. I still think it's going to happen this cycle. You'll see a lot of stuff surprise people, no doubt about it. When is Eco Smart Contract going to be on the mainnet? I think you'll see a private mainnet launch at the end of this quarter and a public mainnet launch probably middle Q1 2026. And that's when I'm like, I've dabbled a little bit in Casplex. When Igro comes out, as long as I'm going to again still analyze from a distance, see if everything seems to align up well, which so far they've been transparent, so I'm happy with it. When Igro goes on the mainnet, I'm going ham. And all the stuff I've been researching in my VIP community, the stuff that institutions are trying to take advantage of, be it yield, liquidity farms, all this sort of stuff. I wanted to do it, and I still probably am going to do it. But it's just my belief in other chains is so hesitant because it's just centralized. I'll definitely dive to Igro when that goes on the mainnet, no doubt about it. I mean, actual tech as in actual lines of code. Oh yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. That's very fair enough. Yeah, no, you disagree. I kind of see that as being, I mean, I guess you don't have to go through the exact lines of code to understand something, but if you can go through the lines of code and understand it, you have another advantage over, what's just being regurgitated and said to people, Guess we'll be number one. You don't see it yet. Oh, I see it. It's just a matter of time. Probably distant future, but it will be number one. I can see that soon. Keep the super chats going, fam. I mean, that would be very nice, but I'm not going to ask for that by any means. I appreciate it very much, Johnny. Very, very much so. I'm sure in the next few months, when Kaspa and crypto start to make that recovery, the chat's going to be popping right now. The fact that we're getting consistent 50 viewers is actually insane, considering that, markets have been terrible for a while. I would have figured that everyone would be more exhausted by now. We're still getting a very stable influx of viewership, which I appreciate you all for being here. And I'm sure it will start exploding more so, breaking records in the coming months when the market does start to both turn and reverse and make that push upwards. Bitcoin Kaspa will stay down forever. It's just a matter of time. But I'm hopeful for it. Very possible, Lizzie. We'll have to wait and see. 80 cents would be quite cool. Next would be much more than $2 considering KRI. Yeah, it's very possible. And Tangent Card, yes. Tangent Pay also could be integrated on Kaspa. If everything goes according to plan, I thought it would be really, really big. I believe it is the GitHub, yes. Exactly where to navigate in it, I haven't checked, but yeah, it would be the GitHub. Wallet 1 is Michael Saylor. That would be a twist in the story, no doubt about it. That would also be quite a... would that be big? I probably would be big, because you would see the kind of the so-called face of Bitcoin now just being bullish on Kaspa would be quite a big catalyst, no doubt. I'm on waiting list for that car, but not heard anything yet. Interesting. Hopefully soon enough. Needs retail adoption. That takes time. They're big money to adapt. Yeah, I mean, again, things take time, right? Kaspa's not going to jump to leaps and bounds overnight, you know. It's going to take some time, no doubt about it. Trump's wallet number 1. I prefer it not be Trump. Again, that'd be probably a bigger catalyst than Saylor, but it wouldn't. It'd be a FOMO candle and nothing more, in my belief. What's the latest news about Kaspa? We've just gone through it, brother, as we're now reaching the latter ends. I made a video covering some of it already earlier today. You can go check it out here. Alongside the Zebec video I posted very recently as well. But yeah, it's just talking about also Wallet 1 is definitely not Gate now. They confirmed it, which is pretty big news. Alongside Zelos making some updates here. A VProgs interview of Ankit that I'm going to listen to through again, which is also pretty cool. And more coming out. Again, we're only at the 11th of November 2025. We'll see where we go from this point forward as well. I do think Saylor will come out one day about Kaspa. I mean, if he values his business, yeah, I'd imagine so as well. So one said, who wants to wait 10 minutes to watch a video when they can wait 2 seconds? Nobody. Fair. True, yeah. 50 cents by 2027. We'll see, Nate Hart. I'm just so happy everyone here so early. We're going to be laughing all the way to the bank. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yeah, I have seen that post as well. We're connecting dots, you know, it's nice, and I don't disagree there might be a connection there, but I'm not going to by any means say, yes, 100% Saylor's going to be on Kaspa in the future. But no, it was a legit account. That was crazy, right? Chelsea fan, yeah, I know. You can see the ball. An official signed ball as well, actually. I got that a gift from my dad when I was like 8 or 9 years old. In all disclosure, I follow Chelsea. I follow them since I was young. I'm not a devotee. I'm not like a die-hard fan. Like, I go to all the games. I'll watch some clips and highlights. I do enjoy watching football. But I'm like, if I have in the Premier League, for anybody to win, I'd want Chelsea to win, so I support them. But I'm not gonna lose my mind if they win or lose. I expect them to lose every game. Actually, I feel like is it the Eagles? I'm gonna piss off a lot of Americans. I know it. I think is it the Hawks? Which one is it? The Eagles or Hawks? One of the football teams, which haven't won a trophy in a very, very long time, and they get clowned on quite a lot. I feel like it's the. I don't know. I'm gonna probably open up a massive can of worms with that one. But yeah, we're all gonna be very, very happy, no doubt about it. Zebec and Kaspa Rails, do you think this will happen? In the belief that Kaspa is going to become the kind of foundational rail for everything in the future, then yes, it makes logical sense that if you want to survive, you want to go onto Kaspa in the future. Everything, be it Zebec, be it XRP, be it Sui. Will that happen? Who knows? Because it might be a conflict of interest, but I think it'd be smart for Zebec in the future to do that once Kaspa becomes more developed. I mean, Okta's trying to do it already. That could be big for Okta as well. It was the Eagles, yes. Was the Eagles? I'm not sure who it was. Okay, with the Eagles, maybe it was. Again, I'm not too well versed with the football, American football. Yeah, I'm just too well. I just know there's a certain group, a certain team that get clowned on quite a lot. It might be is it the Cowboys? I don't even know. Cowboys. It's one of the teams that's just like, yeah, they always lose. They haven't won in ages. Which, you know, is what it is. Game's game, right? What do you think about the Say and Virtual Protocol? I used to hold Say. I don't hold it anymore. I think Say had a lot of speculative promise. It could still probably do very, very well. It's still quite fast, but when I realized there was infinite supply, that kind of put me off. I don't like those sort of tokens, those sort of projects. But it could still probably do quite well, but I think it might not do as much as people thought now. Virtuals, I'm very bullish on. I know it's struggling right now. It's down quite significantly from its all-time high back when everything else peaked here. But I'm very, very bullish on virtuals. And the reason why is due to all the alpha documentation in my VIP community. You know, all the alpha documentation in my VIP community covered a lot about AI agents. And if you know about virtuals, you know that AI agents, you know about AI agenting about virtuals, you know it's going to be huge, huge news. So virtuals, while being down significantly right now, down 10% as well on the daily, I think virtuals is going to be very, very big, and there'll be ones that are similar to it as well. You want to find that documentation and understand more so why I'm bullish, then you can check out the VIP. I'll be making a in-depth research guide on some speculative but promising AI projects in the coming weeks as well, so you can kind of get prepared for the incoming meta that's going to be taking shape. Excited about the Tangent credit card. That'll be something, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. What country are you in? Me? UK. Do you think there's going to be still a bull top of the bull run? If yes, then how and why and when? Cheers. I think there's still a possibility we get a bull run, although there's no guarantee. Right now, we're very much in a period of uncertainty and limbo. For me, Bitcoin needs to pass 116K for us to get another leg up. If we lose, I want to say if we lose 79K, as Buffalo said, or probably even more so, maybe 80K around here, I'd probably be more inclined to say that we're going to probably be back into a bear cycle trend. My reason for believing we're going to go into an extended cycle is based on the macro liquidity sentiment, how the current economy is shaping up, being at the fourth turning and whatnot, also due to alpha documentation that I've showcased months and months in the past from institutions, some private documentation I've showcased to my VIPs ahead of time as well, that suggests that we could see extensions in the cycle, the 4-year cycle coming to an end here, which is pretty significant news. That's part of the reason as to why. And in regards to when or how long it's going to go on for, who knows? That's the big question, right? I think we still got more to. I think the potential still got more to go. But me understanding the safety of being an investor, I'm still playing reactionary to the market. So I've got my position in right now. If we lose 98K even now, I'm going, as I said a week back, I'm going to go back into holding more stable coins. And if we lose 98K, I hold more stable coins, I de-risk, take some profits, and then I wait until we either get more confirmation or break below until I want to stack up more or not. And how long we go on for, it depends. You've got a lot of catalysts coming out next year, but will the economy survive that or not? Time will tell. Time will tell. Time will tell. But I'm still holding out hope. I think there's a lot of sources to suggest that as well. The Polychain to start, yeah, Polychain with Tangent Pay right now, hopefully it will come to Kaspa in the future. We believe it will do. I mean, I made a post on that as well. We suggested that Tangent Pay are talking about possibility of Kaspa in the future. So it's possible. Zcash looking like a sell-off. I'm not surprised. I haven't checked Zcash, but I'm not surprised. Yeah, quite. It's starting right now from the peak down 34%, 36% already. Not surprising at all. I mean, Zcash has kind of pumped from nothing really. It's done insane. You should kind of all the current meta was just privacy tokens and Dino coins done very, very well. I still think they've got a possibility for them to do well. It's just Zcash might have had its time already. Convert my arrow to Kaspa can be a double shark. I mean, up to you, brother. You can go for it if you want to. I think I've heard about Aero. Yeah, Aero. I mean, it's one that I think had the possibility to do very, very well. I mean, Kaspa, I don't hold it. I'm not too well versed with Aero. I just think Kaspa personally stronger. But I need to do more research into it either way. Welcome back, Greg, bro. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing very, very well. We are currently at the latter end of the stream, though, so hopefully you enjoy watching on playback if you are tuning in later. $300. I mean, corrections seem possible right now. If Bitcoin loses 100 and 1K or even 98K, then further pullbacks are definitely possible. $300 Zebec is not too far off, although I wouldn't be too bearish on that because that actually is still, where it kind of corrected. Zebec's still one of the few assets that's actually above where the October crash ended. Most assets are after the October crash, they're still below it. Zebec is still up about 20% or so, 25% from the October crash. It's still done quite well, all things considered. Predictions for say and virtuals in this bull run. I don't do for predictions anymore because I find those can be very misleading and it's just purely speculation. No one truly knows. I don't follow say much anymore. When I was following say, I was hearing a lot of talk about, absolutely insane rallies. It peaked in 2024 at $1.14. I was hearing people saying it could easily surpass that. From here, it would be a 10x if it were to return to that. I'm not so convinced it would do that. I have to wait and see. I think it has got an ETF filing, so there still seems to be some adoption related to the project right now, but I'm not too informed to say anymore. Again, I don't do predictions. I think say still got pumps in it. If it can survive, it's got pumps in it, but where it'll go from here is tough to say. After virtuals, even more speculative because it's a very, very new piece of infrastructure and it's based on a market that is equally it's still a massive growing niche. AI, huge market. Every institution wants to get a piece of it, but exactly to what we're going to see adopted, it's still really tough to say. I want to believe it depends on the market duration and the level of adoption. I think virtuals is one that could hopefully return to its all-time highs that it made back in January 2025, December 2024, which would be a 3x from here. That's not really based on anything, just looking at the market chart right now. And from my understanding, based on the insight in here, the VIP, it looks like AI is going to be huge. AI agents are going to be huge. But again, I don't do more than the type predictions because it can be a bit misleading. If you want to find out more in regards to why I believe that virtual is going to potentially even return to that sort of price target, which is the most I'll say in regards to price prediction, you can check out the VIP to learn more on there as well. Just a mindset, people want a $400 crypto to drop to 180. Yeah, 100%. It's the mindset. It's the whole, like, if you see something that's got a lot of promise coming down significantly, it's a fire sale discount, buy the dip, right? With the latest news and prices, I've definitely become even more bullish. Thank you for your research. I appreciate you, Indigenous. Thank you very much, my man. And yes, I'm glad that you are getting value out of what we talk about in these streams pretty much every single day. I mentioned to you, say, had infinite supply. Yes, it was you, LB, that brought that to my attention when I was bullish on say. I realized that infinite supply. I was like, oh, actually, that's not good. I did further research and I realized, oh, that was not something I wanted to be in. It had promising tech, but the supply is just a big red flag for me. I mean, frankly, if you're proof of stake, you all got infinite supply, but having it literally priced as that was a concern to me. There are some assets, in all honesty, though, that I've spoke to my VIPs that have infinite supplies, but their use case is slightly different in regards to how Say's use case was, and they're also like projects that I've quite clearly stated that I think it's going to make this sort of multiplier, and then I'm getting out, Depends. Right now, I think getting into anything right now is very, very tough to say because the market is in a period of uncertainty. It depends on when the time is right for you. If you've got excess capital, it's completely up to you. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor, so you have to decide what's right for you. So it does seem to be at a level of support right now. If it loses that, it'll probably come back down to $1.15. Lower case would be 80 cents again. 80 cents is definitely possible, depending on how long Bitcoin stays suppressing the market. If it does that, then that might be the time to buy. Alternatively, it might start making this gradual push up from here right now. You saw it doesn't manage to surpass this peak or even kind of this peak here in the turn back rally up here, but it could be trying to make this move back up here as well. So I would say it really comes down to your risk appetite. For me, I am personally waiting maybe for a little more of a correction in virtuals, and then I'm going to start DCing into it a little bit. Under $1 though is not a bad shout though. I mean, under $1 seems definitely possible. Again, if Bitcoin continues to show weakness, it's possible, but it depends wholeheartedly on Bitcoin. And again, the government shutdown coming to an end could potentially act as a catalyst to seeing a rally of sorts, but we have to wait and see how it pans out. We're going to have a relief rally, but that's my opinion. We had a top of this bull run. We have had a top, but have we had the top? Who knows? Who knows? Because right now, I mean, it was, we had Bitcoin doing well. Aside from Bitcoin, nothing did anything. And it would be quite weird to see only Bitcoin running, everything else get suppressed. I'm not saying it's impossible. Institutions could have designed it that way to get us all to just lose money and just get frustrated. But I still think we've got more time ahead of us based on my sentiment. But again, do your own research, not financial advice. If you want to find out exactly why I believe in that, then you can check out more information in the VIP in regards to quant. I did a deep dive and some insights onto quant also in the VIP. It's actually one of the 5 to 6 real world assets that me and my community are looking into that we think have a lot of promise that could do very, very well based on, again, the insight I gave in there. I think quant is one that could do quite well based on their utility, their actual use case. If you want to find out more information, check out the VIP links down below in the description. 7-day free trial to get access to the information, the executive community for free for a week or even for a month if you sign up through BYDFI. No KYC, no VPN, regulated exchange. All information again down below in the description. From weekly live streams to trade alerts to other documentation like this, and even picks for assets that we're looking into as well. Find out more again, check it out down below. That being said, family, that will conclude today's Kaspa crypto live stream. If you enjoyed today's stream, please feel free to give a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. Thank you for the donations, Johnny, once more again. And yeah, check out the social down below. What are your best shots in your opinion, like virtuals to buy? Kaspa, yeah, Kaspa. I haven't given it too much look into just yet. Tao's one I could say is the best, easily, and there are more I'm going to be looking into in due time. But yes, family, that being said, if you enjoy, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. That being said, family, have a great day, good evening.